Minds often travel to a land known for walls, wars, and constant news, but few ask where the name Palestine truly comes from or what meaning it carried through biblical and world history. In this documentary, we explore that journey from ancient Canaan to Israel, Judea, and finally the Roman renamed Palestine. Through the voices of ancient writers, rabbis, historians, and archaeologists, we follow how a simple name became a ground of conflict, prophecy, and faith. Let's begin our journey. Long ago in the ancient Near East, on a narrow and strategic strip joining Asia, Africa, and Europe, lay the land called Canaan. It was fertile, beautiful, and full of fortified cities, yet also filled with idolatry and violent practices. Caravans and armies traveling between Egypt and Mesopotamia passed through this corridor, making it a place desired by many powers. The Bible lists Canaan's early peoples: Jebusites, Amorites, Hittites, and others, each a nation with its own culture and influence. Some held key areas like Jerusalem, mountain passes, or the coastal cities. Many worshipped gods such as Baal and Molech with rituals the Bible calls corrupt. Archaeology, including finds at Ugarit, reveals these beliefs in detail. Excavations show how deeply idolatry shaped Canaanite life, which is why the Bible describes the land as spiritually polluted. Into this world, God called Abram, promising him a land, Canaan, and giving clear boundaries from Egypt to the Euphrates. This promise was repeated to Isaac and Jacob, becoming the foundation of Israel's connection to the land. Because Canaan sat between major empires, the Amarna letters show local rulers begging Egypt for help, proving how fought over the region always was. Yet God chose this very contested land to fulfill his covenant. Centuries later, after slavery in Egypt and wandering in the desert, Israel crossed the Jordan under Joshua. Memorial stones were placed to mark God's miracle. The first major battle was Jericho, famous for its walls. Archaeological layers show massive destruction matching the biblical timeline. After Jericho came Ai, where Israel failed first because of disobedience, showing that victory depended on holiness, not military strength. Israel then fought coalitions of kings, destroying major cities like Hazor, which excavations confirm was burned in this period. After the campaigns, Joshua divided the land among the 12 tribes, fulfilling God's promise. Not all territory was secured immediately. Jerusalem remained under Jebusite control until David captured it and made it the capital. Bringing the ark there transformed it into Israel's spiritual center. Under Solomon, the temple was built, a symbol of God's covenant. Archaeology supports the existence of a strong monarchy in this era. After Solomon, the kingdom split. The northern kingdom fell to Assyria in 722 BC, beginning mass deportations. Judah survived longer, but eventually Babylon destroyed Jerusalem and the temple in 586 BC. Excavations show burned layers and arrowheads from this destruction. The exile taught Israel that the land was a gift that required faithfulness. 70 years later, Cyrus of Persia allowed the Jews to return and rebuild the temple. Then Greek rule arrived under Alexander, followed by the Seleucids, whose oppression sparked the Maccabean revolt, later celebrated as Hanukkah. Rome entered in 63 BC. Herod ruled with Roman support and expanded the temple into a grand structure, which stood during the days of Jesus, when the land was known as Judea, Samaria, and Galilee, not yet Palestine. Jesus foretold the temple's fall, fulfilled in AD 70 when Rome destroyed Jerusalem. Another revolt came under Bar Kokhba in AD 132. The name Palestina then entered official Roman documents, maps, and later Christian writings. Under the Byzantines, the land was divided into provinces called Palestina Prima, Secunda, and Tertia. In AD 638, Muslim armies under Caliph Umar took Jerusalem. The Dome of the Rock and Al-Aqsa Mosque were built on the Temple Mount, making the city holy in Islam. Writers of the time described Palestine as a land of prophets and great spiritual value. The Crusades began centuries later, turning the region into a battleground between Christian and Muslim powers. Crusaders briefly held Jerusalem, but Saladin recaptured it in 1187. For Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike, the land became a global symbol of faith and history. From 1517 onward, the Ottomans ruled for 4 centuries. Travelers described Palestine as neglected and poor, though Jewish communities continued living in places like Jerusalem, Hebron, and Tiberias. Ideas of returning to Zion began to grow among Jewish thinkers. European interest increased in the 19th century, and during World War I, the British captured the land. In 1917, the Balfour Declaration supported a Jewish national home in Palestine, ending centuries of Ottoman rule and opening a new chapter in the region's long story.